This is the I'm Uncomfortable podcast, the podcast for people who want to be okay with being uncomfortable. We're your hosts, Vanessa
and Melissa.
Welcome to another episode of the I'm Uncomfortable podcast, the podcast for people who want to be okay with being uncomfortable. We're your hosts, Vanessa and
Melissa.
Today we are here with our both season and series finale of the I'm Uncomfortable podcast. And our topic for today, which feels quite appropriate for where we're at in life, is the fact that neither of us seem to have a plan. Well, there's no plan here. There's no 5-year plan. I don't even think there's a 3-year plan. I probably should get started on the 1-year plan. But here we are.
Yeah,
and that's what we're talking about today. We have had how many seasons? It's been a couple.
We've had 11 seasons.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be episode 11 of season 11. And it's been 5 years. And it's been 5 years since we began this podcast in, I think it was March or May of 2020.
Pando
times, a Pando baby.
Our podcast is a Pando baby.
It is a Pando baby. But to stay true to our segments that we always do, let's talk about what's been making us uncomfortable lately outside of the podcast ending.
Ugh. Okay, well.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you cop out and make this the uncomfortable moment. Because we can talk about it, for sure. Because It's making both of us uncomfortable. But
Deeply.
What else has been making you uncomfortable lately?
Well, Evelyn. It's just, it's very funny that, like, we're ending our podcast right now, and I want to just thank everyone who has, like, supported us and listened to us, and who knows, maybe down the line we'll come out of retirement for a hot second because we're deeply uncomfortable again. But as of right now, I am uncomfortable because life is just changing a lot, and Evelyn decided that today was the day that she was going to go ahead and advertise the change in my life. And I had been waiting to tell Melissa until the podcast. The cat's out of the bag now, though. Thanks, Mom. So back in August, Ross and I got engaged, and I've been holding on to it. It's currently November. I've been waiting a really long time, and to Evelyn's credit, she has also been waiting a really long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vanessa, before we started recording this episode, she texted the big friend group, our big childhood friend group, and I was like, it's happening.
It's time. It's happening. It's happening.
Because Vanessa did let me know maybe a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah, like
and I was shooketh. I was shooketh when she told me, but then also the fact that I not only give Evelyn credit for holding on to this information since August, but I give myself credit for being a good friend and not saying anything because I know it's not my news to tell to any of our friends. So
I give myself credit. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. So I just was like, oh my God. Okay. So she like had a bajillion texts because I was talking to somebody like after work, and I get back to my phone and I see a text from my mom, and in Tagalog she basically was like, oh, I didn't know you hadn't told your friends yet. And I was like, what's happening? How do you know I haven't told them? Like, what happened?
Therefore something has.
Right. Exactly. Gone. Because how would you know that I hadn't told them? So then I see a text from Michael, and Michael's like, are you engaged? With like the little like, cute crying eyes.
Face. Yeah.
And I was like, wait. Okay, hold on. Where did she post it? Because I was like, is it Facebook? Because like, how much damage have we done? And then I call her, and she was like, what? How come? I thought you told everybody. I thought you said I could tell everyone. And I was like, maybe I did. I don't know. I just told the girls.
A couple friends, yeah.
Yeah, like on our girls trip this past weekend in person, and I've been waiting to tell them because Katie moved to the UK, so it's like, okay, well, she's back, I'm gonna tell her. And I honestly was like contemplating. I thought to myself, I know Melissa knows, but I've waited this long, maybe I just wait until December.
The longer you wait, just like,
and it's like it doesn't feel like super real yet because I haven't like told that many people.
Yeah.
Actually, this past week, 2 coworkers who I hadn't seen in a while, and another, she's in a different state, but she was in for training. I saw them in the office, and they were like, wait, wait, what is this? What is that on your finger? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, right, I haven't told you because I haven't posted it. I have told
Yeah.
nobody. But it made me uncomfortable because I was like, damn it, Mom. Okay, so now I gotta tell everyone. So I hop into the group chat of the friends. I tell them. And I was like, wow, now telling you guys makes it feel even more real.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like...
But has it been nice to just have it between you two, just kind of like enjoying the engagement, or has it been more of like a burden for you to hold on to this
No, I wouldn't say it's a burden. It's been really nice to like slowly tell people, and because everyone's so spread out, I know I could have easily just texted everybody or like, you know, but it was really nice to wait to like see people in person and like to get their reactions, and it's just a very happy, exciting time. So it was uncomfortable that like my mom was like posting about it.
She's just like, whatevs.
Literally, I thought I could tell people, and I was like, you know, fine, fair. So now everyone knows. Well, not even really. I still haven't posted it, but if you're listening, you know. If you didn't know, the friends know.
By next week, people should know.
People will know, and it's uncomfortable not just because my mom decided she was going to tell everybody, but also because, I mean, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I was engaged once upon a time, and unfortunately that didn't work out, but everything happens for a reason. And like the past few years and the past few seasons of this podcast like have been very much the ups and downs of me figuring life out after that. And so it's just nice to like be in this place and be really happy and excited, and it's just different and it's cool.
It's cool.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I suppose, I think this podcast, just to build off of that, and I'll get to my uncomfortable moment, but to build off of that, I think for me too, the podcast has been a documentation of all of our periods throughout the past 5 years. And the past 5 years have been a lot of growth. I think the podcast gave us this opportunity to share that with other people besides the two of us.
Yeah.
And it has been really nice to be able to commiserate with other people going through things that we were uncomfortable about. And also to have an opportunity to share some of these really good uncomfortable things, like life changes.
Yeah.
And I know for me, like, I think at the beginning of the podcast, I was like not in the dating scene at all. Like,
no.
I just did not, and was very happy, just not dating. And both of our situations have very much changed, and it's crazy. Like, if you look at like the different chapters through the different seasons, it's
I know,
wild. Who are those people? Who are those people that went to that conference in February of 2020 and were like, we could do that? And
I'm proud of us because we actually did a thing.
Yeah, we
decided to do something, and we did it, and that's in and of itself such a nice feeling.
And if you are really a long listener of the podcast, that is part of the origin story of this podcast. And the joke was always that Vanessa and I would always wanted to do some sort of project together, some sort of thing together. And whether that was, what this became, a podcast, or if it was us not following the traditional paths that were probably set before us, and we ended up in a cardboard box.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
So kudos to both of us for not ending up in a cardboard box. So there's that. But yeah, I love the journey that this has given us through this platform. It's been good. But
we're also kind of matching today.
Are we?
Yeah, low key.
What do you mean?
Beige brown. It's just
beige brown. Earthy colors.
Yeah, I feel like we're matching.
I feel like you're usually like in a nice polished sweater, and I'm usually in a Coachella or like some sort of band merch shirt, like my Beyonce shirt. So maybe we're matching, but also switched roles.
It's Freaky Thursday.
Freaky Thursday.
Have you watched the new one? Didn't they make another one?
Is it?
Me neither.
I think it's on Disney Plus now.
Okay, well, I'm too poor to afford that, so I'm gonna have to like steal it off the internet or something. I don't know.
Oh, you did? I thought you had Disney Plus.
I did, and then I stopped paying for it.
Fair enough. I'm watching a show called Minx right now on Netflix. I don't know if you have Netflix.
I do. I do have that. I pay for that.
I've been wanting to watch that show. I didn't really know what it was about, but long story
Okay,
short,
wait.
there's
Minx,
a lot
like,
of
wait,
nudity.
is it? I was gonna guess, is it like minx, like mink furs? Minx,
No.
like
Okay,
MINX, like a minx, like a.
Minx.
It's that one. Okay.
Yeah. It's about porn magazine in the 60s or whatever it is. I think that's during that time. But I was like, the number of dinglings and the number of breasts and vaginas that I've seen on the show is very much equivalent to what I would expect you would see on HBO Max. But it's Netflix,
We're getting a
so
little
that's why I was...
loosey-goosey here with the...
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, are we on... Is this show on HBO Max? And
No.
my partner was like, no, this is Netflix. I was like, wait, what? They're allowed to do this?
I didn't know they were allowed to show that much.
Yeah, it's like in every episode, and it's almost become like, yeah, it's just normal. It's in the background. It's just, you know.
I mean,
but
I guess
also
it's
not
a
in the
story
background.
about a porn magazine, so that makes somewhat sense.
It's pretty interesting, though. Highly recommend.
Okay.
It's funny.
We'll add that to the list.
Anyways, my uncomfortable moment wasn't about any of that at all, but I suppose this new chapter in my life includes this new job. And my uncomfortable moment today, happened today, was that I went into work knowing that we have my team, I'm in the public affairs team, we have a scheduled filming for a video that we're producing for the agency, and I am not the lead of this project at all. So I was in support of my boss. I'm like, okay, well, if you need anything, I have projects that I'm working on, but if you need my support, let me know. Okay. And she's like, okay. She needed my help this morning, and I was like, okay, great. We were setting up the room for where they were going to film. We had a film crew come in, and they were all set up, and then my boss was like, do you want to interview the folks that are going to be on the video? And I was like,
what?
If you would like me to. And then she's like, yeah, I'm going to go try and get other staff members if they were interested in coming and having their interview session too. Because it's like a congratulatory video that we're putting together for an anniversary that the district is having in the new year. So It's like this whole production. And so I knew we had a couple people, including board members, scheduled. But then I ended up being like, I felt like Diane Sawyer or like one of those journalists on like 60 Minutes, because I had my little paper with on my chair, and there's the light and then the person that I'm interviewing. And it was just funny because they're like, okay, they put the mic on the person being interviewed, and they're like, make sure you look at Melissa the whole time. And they had 2 camera angles. So it was just like this whole production. I didn't realize I was going to be this part of the production.
Were you being filmed, like your face?
No, so that's the thing. I wasn't on camera, but I was asking the questions and fostering like.
Wait, that's so funny. So you had to like talk to them and like make them emote and like.
Yeah, and also like give them lines that we also had prepared for them. That is going to be like a through line through the whole video. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, hi, state your name and your title. And then I had like a series of questions, and I was picking like 3 to 4. It was just interesting because it exercised my ability to, one, support a person that probably feels nervous and kind of stressed to be under a light, to help them feel more comfortable. And it also tested my ability to kind of riff, because I had set questions that I could just straight up just read and ask them. But I could tell that some people were a little nervous, so I kind of like tried to ease them in with some other questions that weren't as high pressure.
Imagine you just read the questions one at a time.
Yeah.
What is your name? 2, what do you do at this office? 3, what did you eat for breakfast?
Yeah. So there was some it was uncomfortable for me, because I was just like, oh great, I didn't know I was going to do this today. I thought I was going to sit at my desk.
What if you were like a lame-o, you know? Like what if you were like just like monotone? Like what? I mean, maybe she asked you because she knew that you weren't. But that would have been really funny. It ended up I was afraid of that too. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll try. And then it ended up being fine, and I got good feedback from my coworkers because they were also there. Oh, okay.
With me, so it was interesting to have like an audience to kind of like back up what I was saying, or like, anyways, long story short, it was interesting, and I'm proud of myself because that was a thing that I got just thrown into today. And you know, I kind of pat myself on the back for being able to think on the fly and help other people feel comfortable. And give more genuine answers, and like you said, emote. Yeah, it was interesting. It was very interesting.
You go, Glen Coco.
Go Glen Coco.
You
So
go,
yeah,
Glen Coco.
learning new things every day.
That sounds really fun.
Was not in my plans.
No.
Not in my plans today.
A lot of things happen on the daily basis that are not in my plans. Like telling somebody they can't have 10 Pokemon cards. They can only have 2. And
I do not envy the conversations that you probably have to have with kids.
Sometimes the things that I say, I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is kind of wild.
Dude, Pokemon cards are back. They're like
they never left. Back. I need you to understand that they never actually left. I thought they left.
I thought they left, but apparently they have been going on this whole time. But I think it's been a huge resurgence to the general population because it's reached
You're right.
And it's reached a lot of like people that liked Pokemon cards when they were kids, and now they're adults and they have adult money, and now they're standing outside in the rain at the Target in a line that wraps around the corner.
I feel like this is very much a recession indicator.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, people are trying to find joy in the things that
and they're like, okay, this right. So 1, nostalgia, obviously. 2, it's like I can afford this slightly expensive item, but it isn't like the most expensive. I'm not buying like a $3,000 bag, right? Yeah. It's like $100 Pokemon card or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's
the lipstick indicator.
It's the lipstick, but for
and I guess it's not tied to gender, but
it's not.
According to my mom, who was standing in line for my dad on a weekday. She was like, "There are a lot of grown men here."
It's lipstick for grown men.
It's lipstick for grown men.
They need their lipstick too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for them.
We're all just struggling. Don't love the recession, a recession indicator for you.
Isn't it funny? I just feel like we've never left. Like, when were we not? When were we not in a recession?
It's the millennial burden
plight.
We carry. Yeah, the millennial plight. I was trying to stay away from the word curse, but maybe it is a curse.
Cursed. We're cursed. Yeah. I believe it fully.
I've seen reels where it's like millennials growing up, and when they're in 3rd or 4th grade, they're like, "Yay, everything's great." 9/11, and then like in middle school it was 2008, and the recession hit, and our parents lost their jobs.
Yeah, no one has a job. We're eating fried chicken all the time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're playing DDR in the living room. They're like, "Oh wow,
just vibing."
This is great.
Yeah. We're idiots.
So, and then
should have bought a house. What was I doing?
What was I doing when I was 10?
God, idiot.
Should have invested my birthday money. You know what I mean?
Did you watch The Office? When Dwight's like, idiot, idiot, idiot. That's what I feel like.
The part of The Office that I like is when, forget his name. Is it Jim? Jim?
There's a Jim.
He replaces himself with
the Asian guy.
Asian
yes.
Jim.
Oh my God,
Randall
that was so
Park
funny.
is the actor's name.
It was
and it's
so
just
fucking
funny because he's just like, "I've been here this whole time." And
props to you for not seeing color. And he turns the picture around, and it's him and Pam with their Asian children. They really committed to that.
What's his name? The one that was like, "No, you're not Jim. Dwight.
You're not Jim." Dwight's such a good character.
Oh my God. He's like, okay. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Jim.
And he was like, "It's private," like the messages. And he was like, he puts in the code. I love The Office. It was such a good show. I didn't watch it when it was like coming out, but obviously.
I need to watch it in its entirety. I've only ever watched like
bits and pieces of it. You really need to. It's such quality. It's like so funny without being serious. It's so unserious and also has its serious moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there are character development moments that I feel like I've gotten spoilers of, but I'm like, oh well.
It's fine. You watch it the whole way through and it still hits. Hits every time I watch it.
That is on my list and has been on my list for. It's gonna
be on your list forever. We're gonna check back in with you, and it's still on the list.
Yep. You know me. I don't really watch a lot of TV.
10 years. So Melissa, have you ever watched The Office? I've been meaning to.
I never got around to that.
I never got around to it. Oh, hello, Boba. She's hopping out now. Did you want to say hi?
Oh, can I share another uncomfortable moment?
It's all
that is
uncomfortable,
relation
so.
to Boba and Bunny. So Babs is in her senior year. She's 11, 12 years old, I think now. I think she's 11. I don't
Oh,
want to
she
age her
just
another year.
flopped.
So apparently, well, not apparently, I've been seeing it that she's been having trouble walking. So, well,
What does
hopping.
that look like for?
Well, it looks like limping and dragging her leg.
Oh.
So it's kind of like one of those things where I was like, oh no, her quality of life, like we need to start monitoring that. And then finally was able to take her to the vet, because when I started noticing it, it was like a very busy time. And so I couldn't find a good time to bring her to the vet.
Yeah.
And turns out she got x-rays done, she got blood work done.
Oh, Jesus,
she got
that couldn't have been
everything.
cheap.
So that's one of the uncomfortable things.
That's
It's
expensive.
not cheap at all, and I am very grateful that I have a job that that allows me to be able to have that extra money in case of these situations. Not that I want these situations to happen.
Well, no one wants them, but
Yeah, but yeah, spent about $1,300 on that Reddit. Yeah, and that's not the first time I've spent that much money. If you listen to the podcast,
oh yeah,
I've
this has
shared
happened
my
before.
stories. This time, at least, it's not freaking GI stasis where I think she's not eating. So turns out she has on her spine and in her back right leg, she has arthritis. And so it's one of those things where we're just managing, like I give her joint supplements now, little like they're treats, like she thinks they're treats, so she's like, yes, give them to me, but like they're joint supplements.
Yeah.
And then she has 2 kinds of medicines that was anti-inflammatory, and then like because she's probably getting stressed from the pain and the uncomfortableness, she has like a antacid, which is supposed to help her with, because apparently when rabbits are stressed, they create a lot of acid in their digestive system. So the doctor was like, she needs this, because at first I was questioning it because I was looking at this bill and
Can't you just give her fucking Tums? Like what? Pepto-Bismol? Jesus.
Girl, the amount of syringe medicines that we give her now is like a lot. So she has like 3 different ones currently. And then I have to pick up another one on Friday. So.
Oh my God. Tell me why when Boba had her, I forget why.
Bout of, yeah.
No, but like even before, what did they give it to me for? I forget why she had to eat through like the tubey thingy was when she was younger. They were like, oh, be careful because she might not like it. And then she was like, yum. Like,
that's so funny because Babs does not like because it's like the emergency
the slurry
food.
yeah
the slurry food.
She was all about it. She was like, give me more. She was like biting at it. Like it was
good.
so
that's
fun.
A good
and
sign.
Her whole thing was like covered in green slurry. I was like, Jesus. She's like, I was like, God damn it.
So I've mentioned Babs many a times on the podcast.
Yeah, in the past 5 years. She continues to beat the odds every day.
She continues to beat the odds every day. She's very cheery right now.
She's a survivor.
She's really a survivor, and it's because I have money to help her survive.
Well, yeah, if I was a lot poorer that one night, I would have been like, well, sucks. Actually, thank God she started hopping around and eating a little bit, because I was not trying to pay like the $1,400 for some type of blood work or X-ray or something that wasn't even going to be conclusive to anything.
Yeah, so that's why I was hesitant this time. Well, no, I was less hesitant this time because I knew that she still had an appetite and she was still eating fine. It was just that mobility-wise. So I just wanted to know. I actually was like, let's do the blood work and the x-rays because I want to know if she broke her leg or something, you know? So, yeah, turns out arthritis, which is not great. But, comes with age.
I feel my knees getting weaker.
Dude, I was chasing my partner's cat to play the other day, and I twinged my knee because I was like trying to be quick about it, and I was like, that didn't feel great.
Oh my God.
Don't pull anything.
We were with Katie this past weekend. She has 2 kids and they're like young, like I think they're both under 2. And Iona was like, being on my knees playing with the kids, shit, maybe I need to have babysitter. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like not wrong in the sense that I do want to be able to be more active. I already am just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't even be on my knees for that long now. Like, I hate cleaning out her hutch because of it.
Yeah, when I have to like reach down and like grab things that are like, oh God, we sound so old.
Yeah, I know. I was
But,
just thinking that. You said it. I was thinking it.
Yeah, but like when we're cleaning her area, or like trying to grab something she put underneath the couch, I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise. But
hard.
speaking of kids,
You're pregnant.
No.
Imagine.
Absolutely not. Can you imagine?
That would be uncomfortable.
That would be very uncomfortable.
Especially after our entire episode about dodging teenage pregnancy in our 30s. Yeah.
Gotta end the podcast.
On a note, on a bang.
On a bang.
She said, be uncomfortable. See you. I can't be on the pod anymore because I'm pregnant. I'm going to be busy. Talk about a 5-year plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. But yeah, it was just interesting. This past weekend, I went to my nephew's 2nd birthday party. And it was like, not a culture shock, but just the shock, because when I walked into the house, the living room had turned into like the playroom.
Boy.
And there were like all of my cousins' friends also have young kids. So I was scared. I got so scared.
Was it like a haunted house? Were you afraid for your life?
I was afraid, because it was funny, because I was like, oh, like, nice to see you. And then they're like, oh yeah, put your gift over there. And I had to cross through the sea of toddlers that were
terrifying.
screaming and running. And I didn't want to step on any of them. I didn't want to like get in anyone's
They'll bounce
way.
back. It's okay.
Yes, they're very resilient. But I was just like, I opened the door and I was like... You know that scene? I don't know if you've seen the Toy Story, I think it's Toy Story 3, when they're in the daycare center, and the one room is like older kids, older toddlers or whatever, and they're just like nicely playing with their toys. This was the other room where the kids were like slamming things together and like almost banging their heads into each other. It's just, I was like scared.
They're feral.
They're feral. And then in like a cute way, but also not. And then I... credit to the parents, they're trying their best. But it was just funny, because when I walked in and I saw my family members and my siblings and my cousins, I sat down next to my brother and my future sister-in-law, and then I was like, that was scary. And they're like, are you talking about the sea of kids over there? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah.
You had to cross the sea of children in order to
cross the sea of children. And I just see the parents, because they're like our age, like we're a little bit older actually, but still around the same generation. And then they're chasing their kids through the kitchen where we were at. And they're like, one of them, my dad saw him struggling and was just like, oh, like, look, seeing this happening, unfolding. And then the guy that was trying to get his toddler to not have a tantrum was just like, it's hard having kids. And then my dad goes, it's okay, you'll survive, you'll get through it.
Like he's seen some shit. Your dad's like, I was in the war.
Yeah, I was in the war. I know what it's like, and
I've seen some things.
You'll survive, kid. Like,
you'll be okay, kid.
This too shall pass. It was just funny. I like laughed, and I didn't mean to like laugh. I wasn't laughing at this person's situation.
No, but like, dude, like, okay, when we were talking to Katie about like, the kids and about life, she's like, I can't even use the bathroom without somebody staring at me. Like, I was just, oh, okay, okay, that sounds hard. And I was like, ooh, do I want children? Maybe. Remember in that episode, I was like, yeah, I do want a kid. You're more open
to it,
and then. In that moment, I was like, ooh, maybe we're not. And then I got on my knee and it hurt, and I was like, ooh, maybe we're too old.
Maybe we have. You know how like I would always get offended when people were like, oh, you better have kids soon because you're in your prime right now. Like, your eggs are the healthiest.
We talked about that. We were offended, and I understand.
I understand.
I do understand. Maybe we should have been teen moms, because at least then we'd be young and agile and like wouldn't really have the wherewithal to be like, this was a bad idea. Like,
I mean, my parents had me and my older brother pretty damn young. It was like 22 and 24.
Yeah, they were so sprightly.
And it's just funny because I got like the worst advice from my dad about like having kids. His advice was just like, you'll figure it out, it's fine.
Hell yeah, that sounds very much dad. That's dad energy.
And then my mom was like, sir, you did not have to birth these children.
I just feel like every dad is, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Wear a seatbelt.
Yeah, and it was also my dad that was like, I wanted so many kids, and my mom was like, yeah, your dad wanted 5 kids, and I was like,
that's okay.
I just think of tuition money. I just think of like things that you need to buy to keep a human alive, and to one.
That's half a basketball team. You got your starting five
that.
right there. Evelyn wanted like 10. She told me.
Freaking crazy, dude.
And I said the Lord knew what he was doing when he gave you just one.
I was talking to one of my coworkers today. She has a 23-year-old daughter. She's on her way to like retiring in the next couple of years. She looks great. She's like the most stylish person in the office. I'm like, I want to be you, Janine, when I grow up.
Janine never had kids.
She has one kid. She has a 23-year-old.
I was gonna say.
So I was like, for me, I think when we were talking about the episode of dodging teen pregnancy, I was like, I think I might, like, I don't want kids most of the time, but also if I do want kids, it would just be one. Like, I think I would only want one kid. And she was a very good example of like pouring energy, her and her husband pouring energy into this one human being and being able to be there for this one human being that they were raising together, and them turning out great. And I was like, that was like a nice story to hear. And like that, it's because I grew up with siblings, so I just always would think that like and then my cousin's out here having more kids, and I'm just like, I just maybe want one.
Maybe. And that's a maybe.
Maybe. Hard maybe.
Yeah. It's a choice, and I mean, whatever, if it happens, it happens. And then I had to also come to the realization too, and we were talking about it, of speaking of 5-year plans, like if it's even possible, because like I have a few friends who it's not been the easiest, and I always kind of thought that you would just like bing bang boom get pregnant. Like that was my perception.
Bing, boom. That's the perception that Evelyn wanted you to have, so that you would not become a teen mom.
And now I wonder if she regrets that, because damn it. Her tune really changed over the past 2 years about like if I even had to be married or not. She just completely changed. Speaking of
the grandkids,
the thing about it is where we are. Okay, so when we started this podcast 5 years ago, which like how very fitting that it's now our episode is about like a 5-year plan, right?
Yeah.
When we started this 5 years ago, I think we were in such a different place, and the idea of like getting married and having kids within 5 years from then to now seemed crazy. Like that was crazy, unacceptable. Now,
unacceptable, not allowed.
Now, when I think about the next 5 years, I'm like, oh, all these things feel very much like they could happen. And it wouldn't be as unacceptable.
As unacceptable. It's a little less.
As before.
It's a little more acceptable.
It's a little more, just a little more. Yeah. Well, because when you think about it, what, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. That puts me at 38. And that's terrifying. In the sense that just like, wow, like I'm going to be a whole ass different person in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too a lot, about like, because I'm so I'm still very unsure about if I want to have a kid or not, and I'm like, is this the time I should be thinking about freezing my eggs? Like, should I freeze my eggs? Because,
okay, but should
a lot of people are like around this age, because they're focusing on their careers, but they may want to have kids, and then they know that if they wait, they kind of play that game of chance, whether it's going to be
But that makes me think we should have frozen our eggs 5 years ago.
I know, but I didn't have money to freeze my eggs.
I don't know if I even still have money.
I have money to freeze my eggs. We're in a recession.
Anybody got a Groupon?
We'll do a Groupon. We can both have our appointments together.
2-for-1 special.
2-for-1
BOGO. I'll do it if you do it.
Isn't that how we went on that Soul Cycle?
We've done a lot of things.
That's so funny.
With this energy.
Same energy.
But
yeah.
Remember when we took that sound bath and we all fell asleep?
I did not fall asleep. You did.
Fast asleep.
I don't
It's
think
awesome.
producer Liz fell asleep.
Did she not fall asleep?
It was
talking
just you. It
like
was
a
just
little
you.
man. I was on a journey.
I had an existential crisis during that sound bath. I was like, oh no. Good
Anyways,
times.
yeah,
Let's talk about 5-year plans.
the 5-year. Yeah, 5-year. I feel like people have them, and I feel like this is a very common thing. And because of whatever I've been watching in my past, the algorithm likes to feed me videos about couples who have, meetings. Like, I don't know if it's annually, quarterly, whatever the fuck.
I have those.
Couple meetings. Do you? You have them? Okay, because one of my other friends, her sister and her now husband, I think they have them too. And I was like, am I supposed to have these?
Okay, first of all, the red flag, the social media. So,
Right.
yeah, just comparing to people that, I mean, it's something that I've chosen to do. I don't think it's a requirement. I think it's just I just think it's it's a way to label planned communication. Like, if you have good communication with your partner, then I don't feel that it's absolutely necessary to have these meetings. It makes
I know.
It
makes it very... okay. Well, wait, let me take it back a little bit, because actually at the beginning of 2025, like, one of my New Year's resolutions literally was to stop fucking planning, to just like chill the fuck out and enjoy, because previously I'd been like really about like trying to like better my health and my fitness, and trying to like better our podcast, and trying to better my career, like all these things, like the whole past few years was always about doing better, being better. I read all these books about like habits, like just nonstop.
Yeah.
And so this year I was like, at what point, and I remember telling Jillian, my therapist, if you haven't listened before for whatever reason,
If you're tuning in,
oh my god,
now.
right now at the end, I hit her up and I was like, oh my god, hey, can we like maybe do a session, because I realized I haven't talked to her in like half a year. And she's like, oh, I'm only free in blah 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 time. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm working, but I'm off next week, so hopefully she can squeeze me in. Anyways, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
About
yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was literally telling her, like, when am I done being better? I'm really sick of trying to be a better person. Like,
I want to be a shitty person, actually.
I would like to be a huge asshole. And she's just like, no one, I forgot what she said exactly, but it was like, no one told you to do this.
I remember you telling me a little bit about this, and Jillian was like, you're never gonna stop.
You're gonna be done.
Like,
but also you can be done. Like, it was both, like, it's never done, and also you can stop. Like, no one's telling you to do this except for you. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop trying to be better, and instead I'm just gonna try to live,
be present,
and be and enjoy. And that's been hard, but now I'm back in the like, what are we doing? What's happening? What?
Yeah,
I'm getting that like itch
Is that
again.
what sparked this
yes.
like, question?
Well, no. Why? I think I might have seen someone talking about their 5-year plan or this and that, and I remembered when I had a 5-year plan. It was like 10 years ago, but it was, and I had this whole plan to like buy my house in Merced, well, a house period, but like that's how I ended up with my house in Merced. Like, I actually did have a plan, and I like thought about it, and like, so I'm like, what? Maybe she needs a 5-year plan again. I don't know. But also, she's engaged now. She kind of has to plan a wedding. I mean, not has to, but wants to.
Yeah.
So naturally, there has to be some type of plan. I've been putting it off though. I haven't even.
It's daunting. It's a daunting task.
I figured out my colors though, and I got my cake done. So
those are big steps.
Yeah. Well, I asked Katie's mom and her sister if they would make my cake, because they made her cake for her wedding. They made Iona's cake for her wedding.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
It's like a little tradition.
So when we were visiting her, mom and her sister too. We were having dinner, and so I asked them, and yeah, it was nice. So
that's so cute.
Mm-hmm. So there's that, y'all. Cute. But okay, you're right. Colors is the thing. That's a big deal.
Yeah, those are big steps.
Yeah. But anyways, I've been thinking about like, okay, like a lot of things could happen in the next 5 years, and I could plan, I could not, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I have I have similar and also similar mixed feelings about having a 5 year like a plan. I think for me, I am a planner. You know me, I like to have my lists and the things that I need to do. It helps sort things out in my brain.
Yeah.
And I will say the same thing in terms of the past couple years for me have been trying to plan less. And we've talked about this on the podcast of like not taking as much of the like initiative to plan things and all that stuff. And it includes me planning things for myself in that I don't want to, like, while I do want to set goals for myself, and I have my vision board that I have for the year of 2025, have reframed it to not be so stringent and like this has to be done exactly the way that it says on this plan, this strategy plan thing.
That's
because
fair.
what I've learned, and that I believe that both of us have learned in the past 5 years, is that things don't go exactly to plan, you know? So it's kind of a way for me, I've learned in the past couple of years, is a way for me to not set myself up for disappointment and failure.
Yeah.
The response to that is, you know, not being as stringent with these so-called like milestones and
that's fair.
things that we're supposed to supposedly reach at a certain time in our life. So yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about like
Well, it makes me think of our vision board. So we had done a couple of vision board activities amongst us. We even hosted one, like a meetup when we were in LA together. And this year I actually made one vision board, and it was just a vision for like the entire year. You have yours. Okay, are we doing a tour? Let's see. I literally am staring at it. Oh my gosh, don't fall. Nothing fall.
Mine is on my laptop.
It's going to be backwards, I think. But like, it was very much just like, this is like 1 year. And I put getting engaged on there too. So I already manifested that. That's pretty cool. But like, it really was just kind of about like us and the podcasts and me and life and like just living. And none of it was supposed to be like before when we did our vision boards. It was like structured in the sense that I think I had done it for like the next 3 months only. Yeah. And that was the whole purpose of it, because it's hard to accomplish goals in a full year. You have to keep yourself accountable every few months. But this was different. Yeah. I was just kind of just trying to vibe, I guess.
Yeah,
for the year.
I feel like that was the same for me. I loosely used the same, like, similar rules that we had put together for that vision board event, that vision board activity. But yeah, it was not something that I had pressure to feel like I needed to do a new one for the new quarter, or like, you know? So yeah.
But now
I feel like we've loosened our grip on the control part of,
not the eye roll, the control.
The control part.
I mean, but that's, I think, really what it was, is just like the control. And we've been working on letting go a little bit over the past 5 years.
Yeah, and I will say, going back to, you know, feeling this, like, you know, naturally coming to a part in our lives that feel like maybe we do need to think about things and plan things out more, whether it's a wedding or not. But for me, like, the near future plans for me is moving into my own apartment in the new year. And then I, you know, in the meetings that I've had with my partner, we have talked about things, we do forward thinking in terms of what we want to do better with each other, for ourselves. And we do kind of set, like, in the next 6 months or for our next check-in or whatever it is. Yeah. And we do have plans to move in together in 2027. So it's like we have things that we've planned. Yeah. Is it like a 5-year plan? No, it's like in the next maybe year, 6 months to a year. Yeah. But it's still something. It's
still a plan.
It's still a plan. But yeah.
Well, it's uncomfortable, I think, to have one or to not have one. Either way, I think some people feel good with having one.
Yeah.
I personally am kind of feeling the itch about, I think the tension is uncomfortable for me of maybe we do a 3-year plan instead. I don't know. And like
5 years seems like a big chunk of time.
it does seem like a big chunk of time. Yeah. It really does. And also, this might sound kind of lame. IDK what my goals are.
The only reason why it sounds lame is because we were always like, we made ourselves like this, where we feel like we needed to have goals. We needed to be that boss babe. We needed to have things figured out, or at
boss
least
babe.
Yeah, So
I know, and I know it doesn't.
It's not lame to be in a figuring out part in your life where you don't necessarily know what you want. That's allowed.
But it's not the figuring out of my 20s, by any stretch of the imagination, early or late 20s. It's not the same. I don't feel like it's the same figuring out energy as it was before, if that makes sense at all. And I know we talked about like being in our 30s, and that was like a whole segment that we did, and we even had like guests on to talk about it. It just feels different, and I don't feel as pressured to do it, but maybe that's just because I feel safe.
I feel like being in our 20s was like a tumultuous time. Like, we were thrust into the world after college, after being in a safe bubble, and then we're trying to figure out what we wanted to do with our personal lives, our career lives. And so we're at a point in our early 30s, where we are like, okay, we're a little more settled, and we know who we are more now, and we've learned about what we don't want. And so I think the pressure from our 20s is not there, because we know we have a more solid foundation, is what I'm kind of feeling and describing it as, at least for me. I don't feel that pressure because I don't have anything, at least as pressing, to figure out as I felt like I did in my 20s,
Yep. I remember this phase, I was calling it like the shoulds, coulds, and what ifs, where I was very like torn about like, what should I do? What could I have done? What if I had done this? Or what if I do this? And not to say it doesn't still pop up sometimes. Like, I've been working a lot in this role. And I'm like, could I have applied this energy into like, I don't know, law school, or like literally something else? And I don't know. The answer always, I guess, is maybe. But like, you just choose your hard, and for whatever reason, this is where we're at.
Yeah, and I think I'm just imagining law school, Vanessa.
I'm imagining her too. I have the pink coat though for it. Yeah.
Legally blonde, legally brunette, since you're not blonde.
Legally brunette. Illegally blonde.
But that's interesting that you say that, because I think we get caught up in comparing ourselves to even theoretical versions of ourselves.
Right.
Where it's like, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Like, why would I even make that up in my head? Like, that's not my reality.
It's not.
And then we're getting stressed about it.
Literally stressed.
Something that doesn't exist.
You know why, too? Because I have these, like, new teachers. One of them is in there, so they did Teach for America like I did. Speaking of 5-year plan, I was, like, planning on maybe doing it for the 2 years, maybe 3, be a little extra, do a 3. And it's been 12 years. And I'm still here. But these new teachers, like, one of them is in her 2nd year, and she just got into law school, and so she's excited about it.
Okay.
Which I thought I was going to do, not like law specifically, but I was like, oh, like, I'll do it for 2 or 3 years. Maybe I'll go back and get my MBA, and then I'll do something else after that. Like, I don't know. I just thought I would do something else. And I'm not like unhappy about anything. Like, I've, had some really good experiences. I made some really great friends, and I feel like I do something that I give back to society on a regular fucking basis, so it doesn't kill my soul. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, like, this is like, wow, like, I just watch them, and I'm like, okay, like, this is just a different path for you. Your 5-year plan's a little different.
Yeah.
And it's cute because one of the ones in her 1st year, I was like, so what are you thinking? She's like, well, the plan is still, after the 2 years to apply to law school. And I was like, listen, I just ask because everyone has plans. Sometimes the plans be changing. Yeah. So, and I hope you go after what you want. But also, if you like this, you could stay.
You could stay. What you want can change. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And I guess that's the whole thing. What you want can change. And maybe that's like the stressing part of the 5-year plan, is like, it feels so daunting because what you want can change.
Hey, how do you know what you're going to want in like 2 years, let alone 5?
5.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of, the past few years, was trying to do the vision boards that allowed me to plan for just a couple months or like a year at a time and
Yeah.
like manifest stuff that way.
Yeah.
I got 2 Hawaii trips out of it within 1 year, so
There you go.
I'm lucky girl. Manifest. No, but I am stressed about it still.
I feel like that's fair. It's like you said, you get to choose your heart. Like I think having a plan can work for some people, and then it doesn't look the same for everybody.
No.
You know, the way that they go about life. And I think your approach to wanting to be more present and actually live life versus trying to plan and get to the, you know, because when you're in that mindset, you're constantly looking at what's the next thing versus existing in the thing that a past version of yourself would have been was looking forward to.
Yes. I love that you just said that, because truly I think about my life now, and I think about 5 years ago, and the version of me 5 years ago, like going through all that shit then, just wanted the peace and the like happiness that I feel now. Mm-hmm. And so I love that you said that, because and even like the us sitting in that audience at that conference, like, this is ultimately what I wanted. Yeah. And like, we did it. And it's just interesting, because you're right.
Yeah. I always try to when I do get a moment and I catch myself like stressing over something that like planning for the future, it's this version of myself is a triumph to a past version of myself that would have been very happy to see it, see this version of me. So I have to
That's
give
beautiful.
myself kudos
to triumph to the past version of myself. Now, and it would be actually really easy for that to not be true. So
yeah, exactly. I feel like we in general are very much lucky girls. Like we've gone through strife, but also we could easily have gone down a different direction, but we've channeled that energy and those uncomfortable times into where we are now. So
I guess you don't have to have it all planned out or figured out.
I don't think so. At least that's my perspective, but I still like a good plan. But I also am at a point where I'm like, it doesn't always have to go exactly to plan, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Well, isn't that the whole point of our podcast, is that even though it's uncomfortable, that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. And to talk a little bit more about the closing of the podcast. If you're an avid listener to the podcast, you'll notice that we skipped a couple weeks in the season.
We did.
And it was because little old me dropped the news on Vanessa that I take responsibility, that this was feeling like a chapter for me ending, was this podcast ending. And I think it took me a long time. I intended to try and tell Vanessa, much earlier, but it was always so hard for me to bring it up, because then it would also be reality. Because, and it was a feeling that I had off and on, maybe in the last season or two, where I was like, I feel like this is creatively, it's coming to an end for me. I didn't feel not that I'm not having fun, because obviously this is my favorite part.
This is the best part.
This is the best part. There's a lot of other things that have to go into making this podcast possible, and it wasn't like my absolute favorite things to do. And with my new job, with Vanessa's new position where she's working, just life be lifing, and I just felt like it was time, and me and Vanessa had intentions of recording an episode, and then I dropped this news on her, and she's like, we can't record. We can't record, which is completely fair. So I just wanted to give a chance for me to, or have an opportunity to explain to our audience, there's a reason why we took a little pause. We wanted to digest this information and come back and have an episode where we can reflect and talk about a next step. our next steps, whether it's planned
Our 5-year
in
plan.
this 5-year plan or not, and also maybe reflect a little bit, which I think, we've sprinkled throughout this episode so far. So
Yeah, I think so too. And again, like, I love the fact that our last topic was going to be the 5-year plan, regardless.
we did. Vanessa had this episode, was like, we should do this topic, and and it just so happened to be the last episode.
Good timing. Perfect timing. Yeah, it has been hard. And I think if you were with us from the beginning, like, the pandemic was awesome. In the sense, not awesome because like people died, LOL, but like
it's been 5 years. We can joke a little bit about it.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Awesome in the sense that we got to find like a new hobby. Like, we were lucky that we survived it and everything is fine, and we got to like develop this new hobby and explore like lots of new. Like, we developed so many new skills over the course of doing this.
Oh, buddy. Truly. And you could see the upgrades along the way, you know what I mean?
You really can
see the growth of the way we produce this podcast along the way. So, yeah.
Yes. So that's been fun, and it's been fun to like learn and grow and meet people and interview them, and but getting into like Melissa's development over her career, we had that period where like you quit your job, and then we were searching for a new job, and now you have this job, and I kind of quit my job, but not really, and then I chose violence again, and so here we are. We're both just like two full-time working ass girlies.
Gals.
Yeah, I've like worked late every single day this past year.
Yeah, dude.
And sometimes like actually like events at school, like yesterday, like it's just been a lot. So it's just interesting. Like, it's coming to a pause, I think, at a time where we could really use the pause. Yeah. And it's going to be fun to explore the future.
And I know for a lot of people that are listening, and I know that a lot of our friends listen too, and it's like their way. They've told me like it's their way of knowing what we're up to, like as well. It's their way of catching up with us without, having to really like do that.
Well, now you're gonna have to call me.
That's what I was gonna get. That was what I was getting at. Is like, now then you just have to reach out and actually hop on a phone call.
Yeah.
And talk. And I think that's what I also wanted to emphasize with Vanessa when I was letting you know about the whole point of this podcast. The biggest part of it was that we wanted to bring people into our catch-ups that we would have on the phone. And just because this portion of it, or the publicizing of it, is coming to a close, I wanted to emphasize to her that like, I'm not breaking up with you.
You're breaking up with me.
That's kind of how it felt. And I was like, wait, but just to be clear, I still want to be friends. I know break up with you. I want friend. But it's just kind of like, I can laugh about it now because it was just like a time when I was just laying all this out, and Vanessa was like in shock. And I was like, but one thing I want you to be clear with is that I want this still, just in a different way, like the way that it used to be.
It's not you, it's me.
Offline, yeah. It's just hilarious because when I was thinking about it afterwards, I was like, I just had to say that just in case it wasn't clear.
No, that's really funny. I was sitting and being like, oh my God, why does it feel like you broke up with me?
We had to take a pause in that actual conversation and come back to it because it was just
literally feels very reminiscent of an actual breakup.
Yeah.
That one of us maybe had.
Yeah. I was like, wait, me? The fact that I had to think about it for a second.
That's good. Growth.
Distance from traumatic experiences.
5 years. Wow.
5 years. Oh, man.
Lots has changed. Lots can still change.
Yeah. And who knows? Like I said to Vanessa then, I say to you now, who knows? Like, maybe we'll do another creative endeavor in the near future. I think right now in this current format, for me, is this is like a nice bookend. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just also kind of like am delaying the inevitable.
I know.
Ending the episode,
I know. That's okay. It's life. We're gonna end it here.
Just
Opposite.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Uncomfortable. No, it's been a good 5 years, and like whatever the next 5 years has to offer, I can't wait to see. And thank you to all of you who have listened and who like texting about it, or text Melissa or both of us about it and talk to us about it. We've appreciated it.
Yeah, definitely. I echo that. And can we also just give a shout out to all of our guests?
Yeah,
we've had so many guests, and it's been great to be able to expand our friendship through and like expand our friendship through the connections we've made with these people that we've had on the podcast. So
yeah,
shout outs to all the guests. I want to put together I want to tally how many people we've had on the show
over the past few years.
That.
Yeah, it's been really nice and fun to like learn about people and their lives and what they're, going after. So thank you to all of you as well. And this doesn't mean that you should stop being uncomfortable. It just means that maybe you tell us now how you're doing and how uncomfortable you all are.
Yeah, follow both Vanessa and I on our personal
what a concept.
Yeah, personal accounts on Instagram. Keep following the podcast account, but now come into our inner circle and be our friends.
Cult. Join our Patreon.
This is Vanessa's plan all along. She's gonna start her cult. Finally.
We're actually just going to develop a Patreon now. It's like you gotta pay for it.
Paywall. All
right. Well, if you're still interested, our I'm Uncomfortable merch is available. It's funny and it's perfect for the holiday season. So would love for you to support and have you buy some fun merch. And it doesn't get old because I'm guaranteeing you'll still be uncomfortable even after this episode. So
I was gonna say being uncomfortable doesn't stop here. Continue being uncomfortable and continue figuring out how to be okay with it. So we'll catch you on the flip side.
The flippity flop.
The flippity flop.
Let's end the way we always want to end.
You know how many times we've resisted putting up the millennial peace sign, but here you go.
In your face.
Bye. Stop.